I'm calling it right now. Wandering Witch: The Journey of Elena is going to be a contender for best anime of the season. For those of you who haven't watched episode 1 yet, please go and watch it because this will contain spoilers. Okay, if you clicked away, great. If you haven't watched it, this is your last chance. Please click away because there are going to be spoilers for episode 1. Alright, you have 1, 2, 3. The first episode opens up with a small but humble family. A small Elena and her mom and dad. Little Ellie wants to become a witch so she can travel the world like Nike. One of those is right. It's actually quite refreshing to see that witches in this universe aren't seen as some huge threat and that they coexist in society. But fueled by the dream of traveling the world, Ellie begins working hard to become a witch. At just the age of 14, she becomes the youngest in history to pass the sorcery examination. All that's left is to become a disciple to another witch and train under her as an apprentice witch. Once she has been recognized, she will then be able to become a full-blown witch. One thing worth noting, while she was eating dinner with her family, celebrating her passing of the exam, Ellie mentions that the other examinees were weak and that becoming a witch is only a matter of time. Don't worry, we'll come back to this later. Finding another witch to train under seemed kinda hard for poor Ellie, as none of the other witches wanted to train her. Passing the exam at such a young age is amazing, but it opens the floodgate for jealousy and resentment from the older witches. I'm sure a lot of you can relate to this feeling. Hell, I know I can. There are kids way younger than me who are super successful and rich. Meanwhile, I'm 23 wondering what the hell am I doing with my life. But it's not fair for me to be angry at them. It's life. It happens. But for Ellie, how does she interpret this? Will she see it as they're being jealous, or will she just kind of understand, oh yeah, that's just kind of how life is. Sometimes you get dealt a good hand, other times you get dealt a bad hand. Completely exhausting her options, she overhears a rumor about a witch within the forest and goes to find the Stardust Witch, who at first glance turns out to be some crazy loon. But, after talking with her, it's kind of crazy because Ellie almost didn't ask to become her disciple. She just kind of assumed that, the Stardust Witch wouldn't accept her as her apprentice. But, to her surprise, Fran Sensei actually decided to train her. Well, sorta. Fran only had Ellie doing chores, cooking, and fetching ingredients, and it seemed as though she had no intention of teaching Ellie any magic or what it means to be a witch. A whole month had passed, and Ellie held her frustration in and just accepted it, until one day, Fran decided to test Ellie. Oh, what sort of test? A fight to the death. Maybe not to the death, but Ellie had no chance of winning against her. The battle, if you can call it that, was absolutely amazing. The animation was so good and the music just made it so much more enjoyable. Completely defeated, Fran says to Ellie, "You don't have enough hate." Oh, my bad. Rogue anime. She actually tells her that, I guess you honor students weren't that special after all. And finally, Ellie was at her limit and begins to break down and cry. Trust me, Fran wasn't doing this to be a dick. From the very beginning, Ellie was always a hard worker. Yes, she also had talent and the work ethic, but there was something she was missing. Ellie always thought that if she just endured everything, it would be alright. If I just keep quiet and accept things, everything will be okay. But when does that stop? When does Ellie say enough is enough and decide to stand up for herself and say no? She doesn't have to bear with everything. If you don't like it, fight it, and that was something Ellie needed to learn. The final lesson is that she had to be taught what failure is. Ellie had always succeeded and excelled in everything she did. Noticing this, her parents are the ones who asked Fran to act like the way she did. Going through life being good at everything? What happens when it comes time to fail? You don't know how to handle it. You lose all hope. Being on top, you never see the bottom. The sky is the limit. But to fall from that, you begin to think there's no going back up. I absolutely love this. Not only does it show that as our parents, they understand their daughter better than anyone, but it also shows the viewer that it's okay to be humble. It's okay to stand up for yourself. And I'm super excited for this anime. I strongly believe that it's going to be so amazing, and I want all of you to know it's totally worth checking out. Thank you for sticking around. It means so much to me. If you guys enjoyed the video, why not leave a like, hint, hint, neat, one touch. And hey, consider subscribing so you can stay up to date whenever I post another video. This season is looking to be great for anime. But before you guys go, let me know in the comments below. What anime from this season are you excited to watch? That's kind of all I got for you. So, I'm out.